Now, a fishing legend in his own mind. Here's Rick Jordan.
Good morning. Hey, welcome to the Frenzy. What a beautiful Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We should be out fishing.
Yeah.
Dave, turn everything off. Let's go. A light wind, nice temp, sunshine.
Better do it quick, though. It's supposed to rain this afternoon. So.
Okay, we're out.
Yeah.
Let's talk more fishing.
All right.
From a guy who will have Grandma's Marathon up to his nose tomorrow. Russ Francisco, good morning.
How you doing?
Good. I was just thinking, Dave and I were talking about what do you do for the marathon? And Russ, you just look out your window and there it is.
Yeah, we're still open, so it's people come from the upper side. We'll sell probably almost three-quarters what we normally sell on an average day by the end of the day. Yeah, and we get really busy after 2 o'clock. Half of all the business in 4 hours. But yeah, so they'll pull the cones between 1 and 2, and then business as usual. But a lot of folks will get at us from above and come down and park in front of the store and shop a little bit. It's a little bit slower, of course, so they have more time to just mill around and things like that. We'll have a full crew on, so it is Father's Day going in, so we'll be there for gift cards and things like that. And of course, then Sunday it'll be nuts with people catching up. But that's what we're up to.
You won't have any runners stopping by on the way by.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. What do they buy from you?
Hardly ever. A long time ago, somebody stopped and asked to use the bathroom.
Well, they could get a rain jacket or some sweatpants to warm up or something.
Yeah, so if I'm hauling a trailer or something like that, I got to watch how I'm doing it. So I come a little different direction, and those first people that are really fast are already by the store by the time I get there. It's amazing how fast these people are. But it's good. It's good for people say it's really a bummer, and it really is a good thing. It just brings a lot of money to Duluth to give up a morning. To give up a morning of business so that everybody else is good is really not a bad thing, and I think most people understand that, so they're pretty good about it.
Think of the number of people in town, both Duluth and Superior, that have...
the restaurants and the hotels and all the money that flows into our economy. It's a good thing.
There's somebody, just about every other house has got a connection to the marathon in one way or the other.
Yep. Even if it's not a family member, or somebody sleeping on their couch and need a place to sleep. They were telling stories yesterday in the store about meeting people and saying, I got to head home, and say, well, here, you can come sleep on the couch.
We've had that. Yes, we have. Well, it's fun. I wish we were fishing right now. It's a beauty right now, Russell.
What a nice day. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But we'll keep hustling and we'll keep going, and it'll be a really busy time. So I think with everything that's going on right now, as far as weather and stuff, when you get a nice day, you try and get out. It's just been hard to get out in between the wind and the rain, and the wind being the worst of it. But still, when people can get out, fish are bigger than usual. There's plenty of them. We're still fishing spring patterns, and I talked to some of the tournament bass people. They're still fishing under docks and things like that. So I mean, it's a very, very odd year for cooler temperatures and stuff. Water temperature. I was out the other day with my grandson practicing for bass contests and stuff, and we were on different lakes, and it's about 64, 66 degrees in most lakes, which is sort of average for this time of year, maybe a few degrees cold.
Yeah.
But we're coming along.
That 64, 66 is exactly what we had last Sunday on Island Lake, right at the surface.
Yeah, it's that kind of a year. There's not a lot of weeds compared to what you would expect getting close to the 4th of July. So once those weeds get up a little bit here, as we get into the 4th of July to mid-July, I'll bet you it's just going to be nuts. Fishing is going to be crazy everywhere. So we're ready for it. We got things stocked up. A couple of points of information. Tungsten jigs, we talked about those. Mm-hmm. We got a call yesterday, and I think it's done. So if you want tungsten jigs, we've got a bunch in the shelf. A lot of dealers do. We left them at the old price we bought them for this spring. But if we bought them now, whatever's left, it would cost us a third more than we're selling them to everybody for. So that's how high tungsten's getting. So they're pulling the pin on most of it. and so it's done. We did get a couple of back orders out of Northland. That's why I made the phone call, and the jigs were like $7 a piece. It was just crazy, and it's what's going on. So all that we talked about it before. All that tungsten's going into these data plants and making chips and things like that. And so there's going to be probably no tungsten next year. So if you want tungsten, buy it now. Something could happen, of course, and that could change. But right now, as it sits, there'll be not much for tungsten next year. The other thing is special color salmon lures and things like that. They got to give us an answer when they're going to paint again. They moved that plant, and so what we have is what we have. And they may never do special colors again. They said they're not sure. So if you need special colors and those salmons and stuff, buy them before we're out of them, because this may be the last shot. So there you go. There's the information for the week.
Well, we could go buy the paint and dip them in there myself.
If you have to.
If you have to, right.
You're good enough.
I'm not. I will have one of my kids do it, but
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that we have knocked the fish for a loop, at least in Island Lake. There are people at the landing that were saying, man, this was great today. And my son and I look at each other and say, well, good for you. But you got to work for them, even though it's early on the season.
Yeah, you got to move around. You got to try different things. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, a guy fishing these chatterbaits for bass, and they're putting all kinds of different kinds of plastic on, depending on where they are and what lake, what the temperature is. I got a lesson on and even lengths of plastic. So the point of that is be willing to change and do things you wouldn't normally do. And what worked last week probably isn't going to work this week. We talked about that before, but I'm telling you, it's really a crazy year. So spring patterns seem to be where we're at still. Fish have gone a little deeper. I talked to folks yesterday, 8 to 10 feet, so they're moving out a little at a time. So, just keep moving around, and you never know. With a cold day, they might move back into 4 feet, and see if you can find some weeds to fish over and things like that. So that's what we're doing.
Weed edges have always been my favorite. Am I wrong on that?
Normally, we were fishing on Sunday afternoon. We were fishing weed edges and stuff. We caught a few northerns, but we got into the weeds, which again are not very high, and went right across the top of them. That's where the fish were living. Those weeds are only 3-4 feet off the bottom, and they were still 5 feet below the surface. So it was a very, very odd day. Lots of and you can catch some smaller fish undercover, things like that. But you got to put you got to put your time in and think about all the things we just talked about this last night. Think about all the things you've done in your life and the different things that have happened when you caught fish, and apply your knowledge to your fishing. People forget to do that, and you're full of knowledge. You just don't remember it all. So think about it a little bit and say, what happened 10 years ago when we had these conditions? What did we do when we caught fish? Put that back into your head, and you'll probably repeat those things. You'll probably catch fish. You
mentioned you were going out with some pretty good anglers. One is in the bass, well, I want to say Bass Masters, but he's a bona fide bass angler in the tournaments, isn't he? Your grandson?
Well, for juniors and stuff, and then Sharky Kashida teaches us a lot, so it's good to have him around. And Doug Perlow, there's a lot of good bass guys around town that people don't really know that they do really good, there's just a lot of good guys, and you see them up at ALS, and they come in with these huge fish, and we have a lot of good fishing people in this area. I was just talking to a fellow the other day down south in Kentucky, and he said, you guys up north are doing pretty good in the Bassmasters and stuff, and I said, that's because we don't have as many fish, and we got to be better at it. And the same thing in Lake Michigan. People say, you guys come down from Lake Superior, you can really knock these salmon out, and I said, that's because we have to work so hard for them here. And down there's so many of them, we just apply what we learned here, and we've got her.
Huh. How about that? Well, I know that my cousin had a couple cousins down around Kansas City that would drive up here twice a year. And in fact, they would pass more western Minnesota, I guess. They thought it was the best bass fishing in the world in northwestern Minnesota.
I think well, yes, and I think we're starting to see that here. I think, and we may have had that for a long time. We just haven't enough people fishing them, but we're doing good. We're doing good, and things are moving right along. Our bass selection is. If you would have told me would have had all these rows of bass lures 10 years ago, I'd have told you were crazy. But yeah, so those bass lures are doing really good.
Good. Some good deals at Marine General, please.
Okay, we're hustling for Father's Day, so if you need gift cards, we got them. We got all kinds of ideas from, $5, $10, $20, whatever you need for Father's Day presents. If you're looking for electronics, those specials all end at the end of the month. So this is the time to stop in and grab the stuff while we got it.
All right. Well, have fun at the marathon and keep a tight line when you're out on the lake. Russ, thank you.
Super, thanks.
See you later. Russ Francisco at Marine General. Many state record fish were caught in Minnesota.
That's what I've been hearing. What's going on?
Well, if I could read the darn thing, I'd tell you.
Oh, all right.
Can I, Dave, call on you to...
Well, sure. What do you got there? You want the big fish?
Right there.
All right.
That page.
Big fish.
By Dave Strandberg.
Big mouth buffalo. What the heck is a big mouth buffalo?
Well, normally we'd catch it and cut the line.
Oh, well, this particular big mouth buffalo was caught in Golden Valley.
That's right outside
Sweeney
the Twin
Lake in
Twin
Hennepin
Cities.
County.
Yep.
36.25 inches long, topping the previous record by more than 2 inches.
Wow.
All right, we got a black crappie.
Yeah, we've seen those up here.
All right. 4 pounds, 1 ounce, May 3rd from Cedar Lake in Rice County. That beat the previous record by more than an ounce. Then you got a blue sucker record. Joe Bush of Cottage Grove catching and releasing a blue sucker, 31.25 inches long from the Mississippi in Dakota County.
Black and blue right there.
All right. A bluefish, a bluegill sunfish.
Okay.
Weighing 2 pounds, caught at Big Stone Lake in Big Stone County.
Western Minnesota.
That fish was 3 ounces heavier than the previous record. Then we got the lake sturgeon. Travis Keating of Fargo caught and released a lake sturgeon that was 80 inches long from Rainy River. The fish added 2 inches to the record length. And we got a record lake trout, too. A couple of anglers caught and released record lake trout, both from Lake Superior.
Yep.
The first, Matthew Hammer of White Bear Township, caught a lake trout 44 inches long on April 13th. And Joe Bauda of Benson caught and released a lake trout that was 45.5 inches long on May 9th.
Anything on page 2?
Yes, I'm looking at here. Oh, a short-nosed gar, whatever that is.
That's a short-nosed gar.
Isaac Rickard of Northfield caught and released a short-nosed gar that was 30.5 inches long from the Minnesota River in Scott County.
That looks like a baseball bat. I've seen those fish.
So those are some record fish.
Well, they're not the kind that we eat.
And apparently they were all caught and released, it sounds like. So that's good. So they're out there to catch again.
I like that. I do. I really do.
Take a break?
Yes, sir.
And we'll be right back.
Hey, we're back on the Frenzy. Pretty nice day, and if you can get out there, what time is the rain due?
This afternoon at some point. Showers will be likely, maybe even a thunderstorm this afternoon.
Oh, poo.
I'm sorry.
Okay, go now. Take the radio with you.
It's nice out now.
Yeah, it's going to be good this weekend. If you're not doing running stuff, go fishing. Have fun. Take Katie Yale along. We got the twins on the air, too.
This is true.
Back on the Frenzy with Pat Kukl. Good morning at Superior Shooters Supply.
Well, good morning to you. No, I didn't know it was supposed to rain. Now I'm all sad. Okay.
Now you got a roof over your head. You're good.
Yeah.
We have a roof over our head, and we have things to look at here, too. So if it rains too hard and you don't want to eat spaghetti, you can come over here.
I forgot about that. This is Spaghetti Day, isn't it?
I think it is Spaghetti Day, but it's quite the event, that's for sure. But in the meantime, we do have stuff to look at, and rain is the retailer's friend, as we know. But it is. And we just got a big, gigantic, well, they seem gigantic to me. We had a load of safes in yesterday, and actually I'm just sitting here looking at them now. And it'll go in streaks. One thing we do have is we have a safe for every size of safe you're looking for. Very large, very small, apartment size, big home size. So we have a very nice assortment of them once again. So that's always good to hear. We also got some clay birds in if you want to take a box or two and go in your backyard or sand pit or wherever you want to go and shoot. If you don't go to a regular trap club, and a lot of people don't, we have clay birds now finally back in. So there's that. And of course, we have the ammunition and the firearms too to go with them. So we're good.
That's a pretty good supply of whatever we need right there.
Yeah, Yeah, and Father's Day things, and we're good. We've got a nice. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again because it's the air guns, the higher end air guns we have. We took in some very nice used ones, and although there's not a big market for them here, there are some people that really truly enjoy the higher end air guns, and got about 10 of them in now that are kind of unique and in the $500 price range.
Unique? What do you mean by unique?
25 caliber instead
of
22.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, so they're interesting. It's interesting. We always, it's not your Red Ryder. That's for sure. But,
well, you can still put your eye out with it, though.
You still
be careful.
Put your eye out. Yeah, this is absolutely true.
Don't say that.
You sure can. But springtime is, kind of an air gun rimfire time of the year. So I just thought I'd mention that too. But we're rolling around here pretty well. We're enjoying June because it's kind of the let's go shoot trap, let's go shoot sporting clays, let's get out and do something. So it's good. We got some we have a huge amount of used shotguns. It goes in streaks. Sometimes we have a lot of very, very nice used shotguns in different price ranges. So if you've kind of had a shotgun on your mind, at least come in and take a look around because we have a very, very nice variety of them in right now, too. Also.
Okay, if somebody says, hey, Joe down the street is selling a shotgun, what should we be leery of in a used shotgun?
Well, with anything,
with any gun,
if it works.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds flip, but when you purchase a used firearm from us, we guarantee it. And so you can bring it back after 30 days if it doesn't work, and we'll make it right. Mm-hmm. So, that's really important. The other important thing is the federal regulations. Minnesota has that regulation where no private sales. And then you cannot sell to anybody across state lines. So there's the federal regulations. I'm just trying to have people be aware of it. But the legality of it is there, but also does it work? That's the most important thing. Whether you buy it from somebody personally or whether you buy it from a store.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one thing that we do is we take a lot of consignments in too, and on the consignments they get if it's local a week, so you're not if it doesn't work you can bring it back.
Good little guarantee then.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But we have a lot of used ones in, and they're in really good shape in a lot of different price ranges. So if you're in the mood,
is there anything down the pike that's coming out for fall, winter season, hunting season, that is, you think, that's kind of cool?
Not really. I'll just put it out there.
Same old.
Particularly. Yes, it's not. There's always new and different calibers in the rifles. It's constant. And, 7mm PRC is a relatively new one that's taken off. And that is just the nature of the beast. Obviously you're not going to have that with shotguns. They're pretty standard.
Yeah.
But the rifles, they make it their goal, end game. They want to introduce new calibers all the time. And then some of them will retain, like the 7mm 08, which is relatively new. That has retained 6.5 Creedmoor. Some of them are a flash in the pan. They're good for maybe 2 years, and then nobody wants them.
And the newness wears off.
It does.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So it's a roll of the dice, but it's almost not so much in the guns themselves. It's the calibers.
Got it. Where is Superior Shooter Supply located other than in Superior?
On the corner of Ogden and Winter, right across from the Thirsty Pagan. And we're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 5 on Saturday.
Thirsty Pagan. Nice, nice place to hunt.
For a pizza and a beer, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Good to talk.
You bet.
See you later. Keep a tight line. Shoot straight.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, it's 9:30 already.
I know, break time already.
Better.
Be right back.
All right, we're back. I was just asking Dave, hold my fingers up, and I say that's about 2 inches, right?
Yeah, that's a fisherman's 2 inches there.
All right, so
That's about 4 inches, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk to Johnny Charlstrom about inches and minnows and stuff.
You bet.
4 inches is too big?
For what?
Big walleyes?
Bait?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
No,
Well, the bigger the bait, the bigger the fish. Is that how it works? I don't know.
When I was a kid, we were fishing. My father had me fishing on Boulder Lake.
Oh yeah.
And I think, I don't know if he was trying to slow my action down so he didn't have to deal with me as a kid, but he put this great big light northern sucker minnow. It was probably 5 to 6 inches long, big old thing, and one of those great big white shark-looking bobbers, and he threw that out there, and after about 10 minutes, that big old bobber went down, and that's the biggest walleye I've ever caught, and it was on Boulder Lake, and I must have been about 8 years old. And
wow!
I think that was probably about who knows? Because I was 8 years old, but
20 pounds. You thought
20-pounder? Yeah.
Wow. I haven't fished Boulder Lake for a while, not since it ate my prop.
Yeah, that's what that lake does.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it got its name.
I just wonder if it were dry, how many props could be found and reconditioned back. But is it big bait, big fish? Is that still holding?
Well, it sure can. But these days, if I get a chance to go out, and it's now that we're into almost midsummer, water's warming up, and the leeches have gotten a lot nicer. This last batch of leeches I picked up were just beauties.
Yeah,
and,
I agree. I saw them.
If I was heading out the door today to Boulder or especially Fish Lake, I'd take a bucket of leeches, and that would be my go-to for this time of year.
I saw some of the leeches that were brought to my house, and it looked like they were so shiny and black. They looked like hockey puck cut up. And they worked.
Yeah, no, they're good bait right now, and the breaking up the quality of them leeches and this last batch of crawlers. Some of the earlier crawlers we had this year, you could tell they were old ones that have been rebedded and held over for a long time, and they were skinny and sickly and not the best. But this last batch of crawlers is for the last 2 weeks. Nicest crawlers of the season. They're in beautiful fresh black dirt, and all the crawlers are big and fat and happy, and it's like we got some really good bait this time of year, and it's a joy to get out fishing when the bait quality is.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time keeping the minnows alive. It seems like it's not just me
right now. The surface water is too warm for minnows, and if you're using a trolling bucket, the minnows die, and people call and say my minnows died, and I said, well, you're putting them in that warm lake water, and you gotta, unless you're putting them in a container that's going down to the bottom of the lake, that they're going to have a tough time.
Do we have anything like that other than a hook and sinker?
Well, if you have one of those one of those nice bait cooler, one of those bait cooler buckets that you can have colder water with air on them, and those will stay alive. And like when you're fishing with them, you're getting that line, you're hooking that minnow and getting it down into that deeper, colder water, and your minnows are doing fine. But dragging them around in that top couple feet of water is just is not good.
Yeah, well, my last name is Jordan, not Rockefeller.
But like I said, when we were talking earlier with the leeches and crawlers, you just keep those in a cooler in the boat, and as long as they're not sitting out in the open sun on the side of the boat, they're gonna those will stay beautiful, and it's not that difficult to keep them alive.
Yeah, the surface temp would be around 65-ish right now, I think.
Yeah, and
that's kind of hot.
That's too much.
Yeah, too much.
Too much unless you're a bass.
Well, no, that's a good point. Why don't we switch over to fishing bass then?
Well, if your lake is having a lot of mayfly hatches and the walleyes are slowing down, don't slow down them bass. And if you have some kids in the boat or something and you're looking for action, especially on like Island Lake, I mean you get into some of those weeds and start throwing some plugs for bass, and you'll have a good time.
I heard some great stories on Fish Lake.
Yes, yeah, Fish Lake it's an awesome lake.
You can't confirm that by the Jordan boat though.
Yeah.
But we're going to try it again, probably this weekend. And never say die, never say quit. What's cooking there? I know you got archery too. Is this summer and archery time?
Archery this last week, for some reason, really started to pick up again. Good. You know, we had a couple quiet weeks where everyone was fishing, but this last week we're starting to see the first of the early people that are starting to think about upcoming hunting seasons. And this last week the young guys in archery, I think they got 5 or 6 bows out the door, and people set up with some real nice bows, and it's been fun back there. Good.
Fun is good. All right, Johnny, what are your hours now?
Bait shop opens at 6, archery opens at 9, and then we close them down 8 o'clock and 7 on Sundays.
Beautiful. All right, keep a tight line. We'll be stopping by here and seeing what your minnows will do this weekend, okay?
All right, and good luck to all the grandma's runners.
Oh, are you running?
I am.
What's your number?
I don't have that memorized. It's like 5360 or something like that.
Okay, we'll look for that.
If you put that grandma's app on your phone,
okay.
If you type my name in, it will. You can track me and see how good or lousy I do.
Well, good luck, and don't get hurt.
Never. Get hurt.
All right, thank you, Johnny Charlstrom. Hey, we got to take a break. We're getting behind here.
Time now for a Natural Resources Minute, brought to you by the Minnesota DNR.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Stearns from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. Safety is always in season. This summer, keep the boating season fun, memorable, and safe. Wear a life jacket. Leave the alcohol on shore. Operating a boat under the influence is illegal and the single greatest factor in fatal boating accidents. Check your safety equipment before you head out. Own your wake to ensure you aren't causing environmental harm or presenting dangers to other people. And brush up on the rules in the Minnesota Boating Guide and take an online course to increase your knowledge. More tips can be found on the boating safety webpage of the DNR website.
For more information, visit mndnr.gov. This has been a Natural Resources Minute from the Minnesota DNR. It's Rick Jordan and the KDAL Fishing Frenzy. Listen to previous shows on our podcast page at KDAL610.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Rick Jordan, and I have a fishing partner, Dave Strandberg, and John Jones, too. We got a trio here.
Yeah.
Snowbird Willies. Howdy.
Good morning.
Beautiful day. What are you doing working today? Get out there.
Well, got to get stuff done, Rick.
What are you up to now? What are you working on?
Well, I'm working on a beautiful 30-foot Rebello with twin 350 Yamahas. Probably the nicest boat that's ever been in this shop.
Is the key in it? I may stop by and...
keys in it, yeah. We can take it out and cruise around on Island Lake with it, I guess.
How fast would that go?
Well, I have no idea. But it's pretty awesome.
Oh,
I told you, we're on the radio.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, very nice boat. We're building gull wings or like spray shields, so when that boat is smashing through the waves, the people sitting in the center console don't get splashed with spray from the waves.
Well, no, what did you call them? Gull wings?
Gull wings. Some people call them gull wings. They just come out. It's a center console boat with a hard top, T-top, and so if you're on the outboard side, there's 3 seats across the center console. If you're sitting in the outboard side, port or starboard, you can get a little bit of spray on you. So we're making some clear vinyl wings that kind of slide into a track off the T-top and attached between the gunnel and the hardtop.
Wow.
And there's something you can quickly put on and take off and roll up and put in the cuddy or in the gunnel or something to that effect.
That is very clever. Have you done that much?
I've done a couple of them before. This is probably the most challenging just because there's just something about drilling holes in a really fancy boat that makes you pucker up a little bit.
I do understand on that one. Yeah. Well, that's great. What color is the boat in case we see it out on the lake?
Well, it's kind of a I'm going to say it's like a robin's egg blue or something like that.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's a beautiful boat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working on that, and then my son's doing a little aluminum fabrication for a sign company today, and yeah, we're just cranking away and I'm trying to get this done so I don't have to work too much this weekend and try to enjoy Father's Day with my dad.
Good. You're not running the Grandma's Marathon.
No, nobody would give me a ride up to Two Harbors, or I would have.
I'll stop by.
Well, it's probably too late now.
Okay, I'll give you half. All right, fine. I wouldn't do it either. I think that's for people that are much thinner.
Well, I think there's the whole being in shape to run it, and then there's the whole you really got to like being around a lot of people to do that. And so I'll stick with Gunnison Township out here and call her good. So.
Gunnison, yeah. I like that. And you're near the sheriff anyway, so you're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
He's a good boy. He just lives a hill or two away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, he comes in here from time to time. We do some stuff for him. He's been a great customer.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Big guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big sheriff. What are your hours at Snowbird Willie's?
I would say you can find us here 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and sometimes we're here a little bit on Saturday. And you can find us on Facebook. You can message me on Facebook on any of those mediums, and then our phone number is 218-940-1921, and you can find us at 6660 Rice Lake Road.
Yeah, on the right-hand side as you're heading north, just before you turn into the Abbott Road Landing, right?
That's correct.
Well, John, it is a pleasure to talk with you. You keep a tight line and paint straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. John Jones. Break time. We'll be right back. Back on the Frenzy, going to Superior.
Mm-hmm. Dave Miller, Northwest Outlet.
That's what I was going to say. Hi, Dave.
Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Dave. And good morning, everybody out there. And we're thinking like Father's Day and Grandma's Marathon. Man, I'll tell you, there's a lot of people in town.
It sounds like you're amongst those people.
Well, I apologize. I am on the road and getting close to a spot where I can pull over here. That'll probably help a little bit.
No, be careful.
Yeah, right. We don't want to tip things over here.
We have never lost anybody on the show driving.
That's a good record to maintain.
Don't be the first.
No. Okay, how's the audio now? A little better?
That's a little better. Less road noise. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You got anything in the store for Father's Day, by the way?
Oh, a couple of things.
Oh, good.
A couple of things. And there's been people coming in getting stuff for Father's Day, although this week the rain gear kind of won out over everything else for a while there.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh gosh, I'll tell you, whether Dad works or plays or whatever, there's so many things in there for him, and then for all the folks coming up for Grandma's marathon too. One of the things we run into is everybody thinks it's going to be 80 degrees here.
Maybe in the house.
Yeah, yes, and so sweatshirts and windbreakers and fleece and long pants and all that kind of stuff gets to be really important for everybody today. And it's not just for the folks coming to town either, but for everybody that's getting out and having fun. And looking at the forecast, the SPF gear, the sun protection gear, is going to be an important one if you're out all day watching grandmas.
We have had 3 wood ticks amongst our house livers. 3. None on the dog.
Oh. Well, they jump off because you're tastier.
Apparently, no, I haven't had them. It's my wife and son that are saying, "Oh, another wood tick." Not me.
Yep.
Knock on.
It's like the other day, I was sitting down in that special room, and I noticed this little black thing coming across the rug, and of course the dog is laying right outside the door, and I'm pretty sure that came in on him. But so far, since we put his tick thing on, he's only had one tick since then. But was watching a little YouTube video about tick prevention, and these folks were talking about how western red cedar in particular, but cedar affects the breathing potential for not only wood ticks but moths and different things, and how putting that around the perimeter of the yard tends to really minimize the ticks coming in. And I'm thinking, man, oh man, some people's yards is the whole outdoors, but it does make sense. But my go-to is still that permethrin.
Permethrin, yep.
On your shoes, on your pants legs and stuff. That you don't even know how many are getting on you and how many are falling off.
Good riddance. Hey, that's a good deal. What are the hours at Northwest Outlet Superior?
Sure. Well, we're open Monday through Friday, 9 until 6, Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Folks, whatever you need, and we do have those clothes with the permethrin built right into them, too, but whatever you need to get outside and have fun, North Face, Columbia, Smartwool, Rubber Boot, all those things, come and check us out. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, good job, Dave, at Northwest Outlet in Superior. Well, we have an interesting story. We got a minute?
Much time as you want. Your show, Rick.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I want to raise.
All right.
We knew we live out in Ganesan Township and there's deer. I mean, that's no surprise. There's deer everywhere, even in Park Point. How do they get across the bridge? I've often wondered that.
They either come across on the ice in the wintertime or they swim it. I don't know.
Where would they live?
There's a bunch of them in Superior. They probably just kind of walk over from
Ball field?
I don't know.
Okay, but in our backyard, we're looking out the big picture window at Secret Lake there, and the dog, I spotted first. It's kind of a red Labrador.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just fixed like a statue. And it took me a little bit to figure out he's looking at a deer.
Oh.
And her little baby.
Okay.
Not little anymore. It's starting to get some size
growing
to
up
it.
quick.
And the two of them all 3 of them, staring at each other.
Who made the first move, if anybody?
I think the fawn did. And Mom deer said, okay.
That's enough.
Walked behind the little baby and said, come along, and gave him a nudge in the hinder there to push him into the woods. Now, in the woods, we've got the underground fence.
Oh, okay.
And so Puppy knows he can't go but 3 feet in. And they just stared at each other. And dog didn't bark. The deer didn't charge.
How about that?
It was a magic moment.
They become friends.
Be sure.
All right.
Yep.
9:52. Be right back.
Hey, and we are back, approaching the 10 o'clock by, 6 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
No, 6 minutes before. Hey, Matt King, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about going fishing this weekend. A little bit of rain maybe this afternoon, so we got to get out early.
Yeah, we needed some rain, though, so I'm not too complaining about it. But if you're going fishing, it's kind of a little bit of a bummer. But, from what I'm hearing, Island Lake has been a pretty good lake of late.
Lots of bites up there.
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody I'm talking to, they're still getting fish in shallow. Even 6 to 8 feet of water.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I think that's because, all this wind, too, has kept the water cooler. We haven't had any extreme heat with flat, calm conditions. So we're kind of a little behind, I would say, in that. So the fish are more, I would say, a little bit more accessible. They haven't gone into that real deep pattern yet. So that's good.
Island Lake is a very interesting lake. It's got a lot of, I'm going to say, secret bays because unless you got a map on in front of you don't really know they're there. But it's a good place to hide from the wind, too.
Yes, you're exactly right. You got several islands, bays, all kinds of different places that you can go to hide than just out in that big basin where the wind will get after you.
Yeah.
And we've had plenty of wind, so it's been. But yeah, that's been one of the better lakes I've been hearing about. They're still getting fish down in the St. Louis River.
Good.
That's been a lot of big fish down there this year. It's been, I've heard of several 30, 31-inch fish getting caught, which is, those are beautiful fish.
That's a nice fish. Wow.
Yeah. So fishing's been good. We're selling a lot of spinners for crawler rigs. Jigs, the guys with the forward-facing sonar, like a lot of jigs and some jerk baits too, and that for that type of fishing, and so it's been pretty steady as far as that goes.
You did bite the bullet and get one of those forward-facing geniuses. Have you figured out how to use it? Is it working?
I've used it in the winter. I have not even been out walleye fishing or anything this summer to use it. So I haven't used it yet for that. Eventually here I'll get out sometime and use it. But I got it. Yeah, I used it pretty good in the wintertime. Figured it out pretty good. So I think I'll be all right for the summer, to use it. But yeah, it's a different type of fishing, right? So
yeah.
It's not your normal trolling and things like that. So it's just different. But,
yeah, you're paying attention to the screen, and sometimes the finger on the line. Yeah, you might miss something.
Right. No, it's definitely different. But you either a lot of guys like it. Some guys, I don't need that. I like to fish the way I've always fished.
There you go.
So
yep.
It's all. It's all what you like to do.
Well, it's entertaining. For instance, my boy was looking at it, and he said, "Oh, there's one moving around down there. I don't know, it's 12, 14 feet." And he said, "He's coming to your bait." He took the bait. Well, I didn't feel it.
Did you set the hook?
I did, and by that time it was gone. It takes me. I'm not that quick anymore. You've noticed.
Well, sometimes those fish too. They just kind of just suck on it and they don't grab it and pull it, so you don't feel them. And that's kind of the. I guess that is an advantage to having that. Sometimes, but. No, it's been a lot of guys getting out, like I say, and they're we're still selling a lot of spinners and Lindy rigs and things like that. So there's still a lot of people doing that because it is an investment if you're going to get into that style of fishing.
Sir. How about the bass fishermen? This is a good time of year for that.
Yep, that's starting to kick up. They got all these. I don't know if you've seen all these new. Lures, these round balls with all the tentacles hanging off of them.
Yeah, what do we call those?
Well, there's 10 different kinds. Okay. Everybody's got their own, but that it's interesting. All these new bass lures with all these tentacles and fuzzy lures and stuff like that. It's different. I'll give them this. I'll give the manufacturers this. It's different than anything we've seen in the past. They didn't try and use something that was used years ago and then went away. They made their own new thing, and it's worked. Some of the contests, the big pro contests and stuff, they've been using them and doing well. So.
Good. And you got that in stock, ready to go?
Oh, yeah, lots of them. Yep.
How's the bait supply?
Bait supply is great. Our leech supply is awesome. We got some really nice leeches now. Big stuff. I was so glad over the last few weeks we got that, and that's been great. I got a lot of golden shiners, and I got rainbows still. So, so a lot of the minnows that are usually gone by this time, I got quite a few. So come on up and we'll get you set up.
We'll do it. It's Fisherman's Corner, close by Pike Lake and right across from Dairy Queen.
Stick around. It's Bruce Siskey right after news from NBC next.